with us, and when I call your name, if you could please stand. We have Representative Joe Bellino here today. Thank you, Joe. Representative T.C. Clements here today. Thank you, T.C. Also, we have Mrs. Cindy Flynn. Mrs. Flynn is... And we have a dynamic duo, Beth Kohler and Cam Kohler, here today from Kohler Architect. Beth is also a member of the Generation E board, and Cam is a proud alumni of Monroe High School. We also have Mr. Tim Lake here from our BDC, and Tim is also a member of our Generation E board. We have some of our partners from Bedford Public School. We have Jackie Lancina. Thanks, Jackie. Also, Drew Lindecker is here today. Thank you, Drew. Sean Myers. Very good. Wade Mentheny is here. Thank you for helping us judge, Wade. Also, one of our partners from Battle Creek will be arriving soon, actually where Generation E had its birth. Cheryl Peters is going to be joining us shortly, so let's give Cheryl a hand. Athena Plug is also here judging today. Thank you, Athena. The executive director of our Monroe Community Foundation, Kathy Russo, is also helping us. A good friend to Generation E. From Monroe Public Schools, Stella Richards. Stella, thank you. And we have from Monroe Public Schools, but also is a small business owner, Mrs. Jill Sinowick. Thank you. Thanks, Jill. Shelley Taylor is here judging today. Thank you, Shelley. We have from representing our Monroe County Intermediate School District, David and Denise Teague are here today judging. Thank you to the Teague family. An alumni and small business owner in our community, Zay Turnage, is here. Thank you, Zay, for being such a great friend to Monroe Public Schools and to Generation E. And representing Lazy Boy and the Lazy Boy Foundation, Mrs. Sue Vanasacker. Sue. And then, of course, and we do have, did I miss anybody? I don't think I did. But we also have several other judges who will be part of our closing ceremony, and we will introduce them at that time, too. So as we move forward, and we're getting closer, everybody, we wanted to recognize we've had several sponsorships in addition to the community partnerships we have that have made this event possible. So these sponsorships help to fund the different medals and ribbons. I was going to turn on my teacher voice, but we'll wait. Okay, so we have several sponsorships, and we'd love to thank right now Kohler Architect, and I think we have some representatives of Kohler Architect here. Let's give them a hand, Kohler Architect. And also, you'll notice that throughout the day, our entrepreneurs are going to be provided with nourishment at their booth, and also for those of you who are visiting and supporting these entrepreneurs in our cafeteria, our food service, great partners to us, Sodexo. So let's give Sodexo a hand. Those are our level 1 sponsors. We also have, there we go. We also have level 3 sponsors, Launch 734, Monroe's Best Car Wash, and I go there every week. Mr. Lake, I go there every week to wash my car and vacuum it. And then we also have Red Letter, our production company. So let's have those sponsors stand. Red Letter, stand up. They've been working hard, Mr. Lake. Thank you very much. Thank you to our sponsors. And we have key partners These key partners to Generation E really helped to bring Generation E from Battle Creek to Monroe, Michigan. And what a great place for a young entrepreneur program to live and grow. When you think of our history here in Monroe, with so many wonderful entrepreneurs who have laid great, solid groundwork for our students, our children, to also explore their entrepreneurial passions, these organizations strongly believe in the work that our students are doing and the work that has come before them. So we'd like to recognize the Edward and Henrietta Knabush Trust, the Lazy Boy Foundation, the Community Foundation of Monroe, and the Yo Family Foundation. Let's give them a hand. Very good. So, in addition to all of the wonderful, rich opportunities that entrepreneurship offers, we wanted to share with you, now that we've done this for a few years, we wanted to share with you what we've learned about student participation in this curriculum, because we're seeing some great benefits outside of the projects that you will see here today. We're noticing that attendance is much higher when students participate in this entrepreneurship curriculum. And check out what we're noticing in reading and math on the screen. Reading scores are going up 15% when students participate in Generation E curriculum, and multiplication and division, everyone's favorite, multiplication and division, 27% higher. So when you visit the young entrepreneurs today, notice that not only their products and their pitches and their presentation to you, but notice all of the hard academic work that they have done to really get to the point they're at today. Today is a true celebration. A true celebration. So, young entrepreneurs, please stand. Please stand. All right. Very good. Look at all of them. So, chances are that you are, keep standing. Don't sit yet. So, chances are that you've had a lot of support and help and encouragement getting to this day. And you're probably here with people who love and care about you a whole lot. So, whether it be that if they're sitting right next to you, that's great. If they're not, I know that you have a lot of device power in this room, and you can send a quick text. Go ahead and give the people who have supported you a big hug. Tell them thank you for all of the help that they've given you. They're your number one fans, your family and your friends. Very good. Okay, then you can sit back down. Very good. Thank you to all of the families. I was here last night and was watching, many of our entrepreneurs, the judges. You're going to have a really tough job today, judges. Some of these young entrepreneurs and their families, they were here until close to 9 o'clock last night, setting up. And they were taking videos to put out on their websites. You're going to notice a lot of their websites today, too, that they've created. So every year when we kick off this event, we have someone special to talk to you. Because at this point, all of us from your school, we've talked to you a lot by now. But we have someone today, his picture's right up there, Mr. Marchese, Andy Marchese. He was a Custer Cougar. I know. So as he grew up and walked the same halls that you walked and graduated from this school, the same school that you'll graduate from, Mr. Marchese has become an entrepreneur himself. In fact, you're going to hear his story, a story of a long, long story of entrepreneurship. Not too long, though, right? Not too long. Not too long. But you'll notice that through the years, he had entrepreneurship ideas just like you have today. And you're going to hear about how they changed as he got a little bit older. And now he has several things that he does that he's going to tell you about. So, Mr. Marchese, thank you for being our keynote speaker today. It is our honor to have you here and let you share your story.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Yep.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. As you can see on the board, I teach construction trades and Gen E industrial tech pathways here at the high school. And so being a construction teacher, you know I have some construction jokes, right? Would you like to hear one? Sorry, I'm still working on it. Okay. Have a great day. Oh, no. So it is great to be here. Just wanted to say good morning to everybody, and thank you to Julie for reducing my speech time down to about 5 minutes now with all the great introductions and all of the things that she was mentioning. It's time to give thanks. You know, you have to take a chance when you can. So I'm going to try to do this without crying. My family's in the front row. And I guess my prayer is that all of you have the blessing of having family like I have, mother and father who have supported me from the get-go. My in-laws now, who are like my parents, that support me. My wife and my son, my daughter's at a softball tournament right now. But just, it stresses me out to have them here, but I appreciate them. So thank you for being here. In addition to that, I did want to also give a special thanks. They said I was talking to students and parents, and evidently I have a bunch of professionals behind me that are also making it a little nerve-wracking, but it's so good to see your faces. I really appreciate the work that you do in our community, and definitely the work that you do for our students as well. Thank you so much. So, moving on, as I was planning to speak to you today, and I apologize to the cameraman, I'll be moving a lot, so you'll be moving the camera. I found this picture. This image was in my mind for several weeks now. And I look at it, and I think of all the students in this room. They are like that rich soil that you see in this picture. And it reminds me of the parable of the sower, where he doesn't cast his seed on rock. He doesn't cast his seed in thickets. He puts it in rich soil. And that's, as a staff, as a community, that's what we have been trying to do with our young people. We've been planting these seeds. And, you know, we get the benefit and the blessing of watching the seeds that we plant grow before our eyes. And that's what we're going to see today with this celebration. Students, you've been planning this now for weeks and weeks, months. Staff members, you've been toiling over projects. We've been out late at night purchasing products, finding project things for students. And so it's kind of a relief to get to this point in time, this celebration, where we get to see our seeds grow. A little bit about me, real quick. So I wanted to talk to you, as Julie alluded to, I am an entrepreneur in addition to be a staff member here at Monroe High. And this is one of the projects that I was working on with my family. This was going to be our first flip. We were going to purchase the house that you see on the left, and we were going to be just like those people on TV. We were going to flip that house, right? And so we spent 2 years, 2 summers, out of school, and then during school it was evenings and nights, we were working, and we finally get the house done. And it went from flip this house to love it or list it. And we ended up loving it. So that's one of the projects that we've worked on. So I've yet to flip a house yet. Maybe someday it'll happen. But picture of me on the pole barn. This is a job that I did at the house there too. And the picture on the left there is a picture and video that I was using during COVID. The one thing that COVID provided me as a teacher was a way to teach outside of the classroom, teach on video. And so I was able to take an opportunity from that and take a lesson that there's still ways to do things. And it was just, it was taking a bad situation and turning it into a good thing. Another project that I was working on around the house, we put in a swimming pool. Another thing that, I had to kind of stretch my skill level on, and friends and family helped out. There's me working on the house too. I want to note that I do have my PPE on to all my woodshop students. But I am standing on the top step of a ladder, so I didn't notice that until I put the picture up. So we'll just ignore that part. Just another thing that we're into, my dad and I are getting into heavy equipment, and we have a skid steer, and we've been doing driveways, and I tried to take a selfie in there. That's not so easy to do, and I have a funny looking face there, but most people, do this kind of thing when they do selfies. I couldn't do that, but there's the finished driveway on the left, and then you can see we also grade lawns and prep new construction sites for seed. So some of the topics that I want to talk about, as being a teacher, entrepreneurial, and then construction, but also being an entrepreneur myself, these two concepts come up frequently, and that is the entrepreneurial traits and characteristics and key relationships. You notice the students in the high school that had to do their business plan, these are the key relationships is part of the business plan. So identifying those and how those impact your business. But these two, I would say, really speak a lot to me. So that's what I wanted to touch on with you today before we go out. So entrepreneurial traits, characteristics, words like creative, motivated, risk taker, innovative, inventive, passionate. These are all the types of words that my students identified on the first day as we were talking about entrepreneurs. Like, what is an entrepreneur to you? And these are the words that come up, and there's a lot more, but I look at the picture of the boy on the left with the Legos, and that was a big part of my childhood. We didn't have a lot of video games, so I did a lot of building with Legos when it was raining. I'd be inside, I'd watch a movie, and I'd try to build something. It was a lot of engineering and design I didn't even know I was doing. It was a lot of creativity I didn't realize. And you can see the boy, he's presenting his build. And flash forward many, 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 many years later, there's me on the right, still building, still creating, taking risks, motivated, driven to do these things. It really makes up who I am, my personality. In addition to being an entrepreneur, I'm probably one of the most things I would say would be passionate about it. And I see this quote, and this kind of speaks to me because Richard Branson said that entrepreneurship is about turning what excites you in life into capital. What is capital, young entrepreneurs? What is capital? Yeah. Yeah, and we want to, if we can turn our passions into a livelihood, we can do more of it, and we can move forward with it. And even though I'm a teacher, professionally, being a teacher is like being an entrepreneur. I'm passionate about it. I get to create. I get to innovate. I spend a lot of time with students talking about these things. So in essence, I get to live out my passions, not only as a teacher, but as an entrepreneur. The second thing I wanted to talk about was the key relationships. Again, something that comes up a lot. Whether it's entrepreneurship, school, work, church, key relationships are extremely important. The faces out here, the faces up here, we depend on these relationships. Our partnerships, right? I'm partners with my dad working in construction. But in addition to being partners with him, we depend on suppliers to supply the materials that we need for a job, the resources that we need. And I love nothing more than having somebody's number in my phone that I know by name, that I can text and say, hey, I need some materials for this job. Can you get them to me right away? And the response is instantaneous. Yes, we got you. You know, in a world that is so big, sometimes those relationships can be critical. They can be critical to a community, not just you as individuals. So partnerships, suppliers, subcontractors, I have subcontractors that I call. I think of the commercial where the gentleman says, stay in your lane, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stick with the building part. You do the plumbing, and you do the electrical because that's your lane. So I have these subcontractors that I call. And I got them on text message. I can reach out to them at different times of the night, and they are responsive. And again, that's critical to what we do here in our local communities. Having that close-knit in our community. It helps drive our economic cycle. You know, you're shopping local, so to speak. And lastly, with key relationships, I had the opportunity to make some Generation E videos. And I remember this, that I feel like I spoke forever in these videos. There's one thing I left out, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to take this opportunity to share with you what I forgot to say in those videos, and that was about mentorship, about mentors and mentees, about people helping guide other people in the professional sense with your businesses. I have the benefit of being both of these people. I get to be a mentor, and I get to be a mentee, so I get to take advantage of both sides of that coin. But I do have a special mentor lately who works with me in helping me grow in the world of heavy equipment, and that's Tim Toma Trucking. If you remember back in the fall, we had a heavy equipment day here. Some of you remember. I'd like to point out Roger Kidd back there. He brought the simulators to us. We really appreciated that. But I have this professional mentorship with Toma Trucking, and Tim Toma was one of the guys that helped inspire me, along with Roger Kidd, to set up that heavy equipment day. But I lean on these guys in that world that I'm passionate about, but I'm not as wise about because I haven't been doing it that long. So I look to these other professionals, and I know these professionals behind me have somebody in mind right now that they're talking to, because I think as we grow older and we become wiser, we want to share that. So it's very important to me, and I wanted to convey that to you as young people, to look for that mentor that is in the profession you want to go into. I know we have a young man who's getting ready to fly drones for a business. There he is right there. And I'm sure he's got somebody in mind right now, Mr. Reed probably, that you're looking at as a mentor, somebody that can help you learn how to fly those, right? So think about these things that I said. I hope that they have reached you. I hope that I conveyed the message well. And I just want to congratulate every one of you just on a great job with all of your products and services. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marchese. I got to see Mr. Marchese's partnerships and mentorships in action. He's actually doing some work for me, and I saw him right in my backyard, making phone calls and doing all of the things he was just talking to you about. So it is time, entrepreneurs. It is time. So take a moment, take a deep breath. I had several entrepreneurs tell me this morning that they were a little nervous. So we're going to take a deep breath. We are going to give our community partners and judges one more hand because they get to leave first. And I believe that Mrs. Wallace or Mrs. Joseph will be escorting our judges out here in just a moment with some reminders for our entrepreneurs. Think about all of the things you've talked about with your teachers. Think about how you want to stand behind your booth, how you want your voice to sound when you talk with everyone here, how you want to pitch your product to people who come to shop with you, and I think you're ready. Okay, have a great day. We'll see everyone back here, and you may exit out there happy selling, entrepreneurs.
Good job, Mr. Marchese.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks for all your help, buddy.
Yeah, you're good. No, you were great. It really is inspirational.